I've been studying the story of Joseph in the Bible and how his brothers sold him, how his father favored him. He gave him the coat of many colors. And everybody puts this thing on Joseph that Joseph was a dreamer. Joseph was a dreamer. Joseph had two dreams. He had two dreams. One of them was with the stocks, the other one with the moon and the stars. He had two interpretations when he was in prison, and then he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. But I started thinking about this in this last season, how people can put a title on you. Listen to me, how they can put a name on you to limit your ability of what God has really called you to be. The book of Jeremiah, chapter number 1, tells us that before I formed you in the womb, this is God speaking to Jeremiah, before I formed you, I created you and I ordained you a prophet to the nations. God is the one that calls us and ordains us and makes us who we are to be. I started thinking about this with Joseph. Joseph's gift was an administrator. He was an administrator and he was the best at what he did. Just think about this. People put a limit on you to be this and to be that, but God has called you to be this and called you to be that. I want to encourage you on today. Listen, do not let nobody put a limit or a title or even, listen, a name on something or on you when God has called you to be greater, God has called you to be better, God has called you to be more. I love the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse number 5, says that God has created a table before the presence of my enemies. I love it. This hearing the story of Joseph, everything that he went through, how he was faithful. Listen, he was faithful in the little. God made him ruler over much. With everything that was going on in his life, he did not allow that, come on, to put a limit on what he knew God had called him to do and to be. I love the psalmist said, "May you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Whatever you're going through on today, whatever you're going through in this season, rest assured in this, that God has put a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Listen, you will have a feast. There's a feast. There is something that God has prepared for you already. If soul food, Mexican food, Italian food, whatever it is, I know I'm making a joke of it, but I'm here to encourage you on today and to let you know this, that God is for you and he's not against you. Whatever you're going through on today, whatever obstacle is in front of you, whatever situation may be upon you, don't let what they've called you limit you, come on, to be who God has called you to be, because there's always a table before you in the presence of your enemies. So your enemies may come, but there's a table there that you're going to sit back and feast. This is Evangelist Jose and Angela Vargas, and this has been your weekly word of encouragement.